Hello, future millionaire. Just finished training with Morpheus. You probably can still see him in the background. He's now starting his own training. I just did my quick 40 minutes training with him. That's back to me. Hey everyone. Sorry, a bit out of breath, but that comes with it. Okay. Before I go for a post-workout meal, I just want to make a quick video, summarize what's going on in the market and everything. Because we're doing in the future more trading stuff, so it's just normal that we're going to talk more and more about prices instead of about fundamentals. Okay, let me take a quick look before I give you inaccurate information. It's raining today, so the training was a bit more relaxed, not so hot compared to other days. So Bitcoin didn't go anywhere again, which is not a bad news. At least it didn't drop. Ethereum is up. What about Bitcoin Cash? It's actually up 0.5%. Okay. So Shiba is down, Dogecoin is up. So based on what I see here, the trade I have in mind is still making money every day. So far in the last 10 trading days, I think 8 out of the last 10 trading days that this particular trade made money, which is good to know. Now let's talk about trading in general. Because when I was training with Morpheus, we also talked about trading. Because he has his own position, he has his own ideas and so on. So he run the ideas through me, and then I give him some feedbacks, refine the strategy he's deploying. So if everything goes well, he will be in maybe a year, 6 months. Buy apartment here. Let me show you guys that apartment here. Yeah, this is our goal. Each one of us get an apartment in here, so we can go training just by coming down to the lower ground, take the lift down, start straight away, can train, and any buddies we find along the way, they can just come up to our place. That would be cool, isn't it? Yeah. So, but it's not a cheap place. We're at the Burleigh Head, probably the most expensive location on the Gold Coast. It's the equivalent of the Bondi Beach. Yeah, so anyone who buys an apartment like this today is like buying Bondi Beach apartment in the 1980s. It's the equivalent of that. Yeah, sorry, I was distracted a little. Yeah, basically, what did I want to talk about? Trading, right? Okay, the key to trading success in today's environment is not to recklessly leverage. Instead, you have to evaluate your psychological barrier and work with the limit you have. And here's another thing, and you have to revalue your strategy again and again and again. Yesterday, I had a 3.5-hour conversation with my protege, Corey. And after that long conversation, we drilled into his psyche, into his ego, and into his expectation. We did a bit time travel with him for about an hour. So at the end of the outcome is that he doesn't feel like he is emotionally ready to lose the car for a trade. So basically the car represents so much of his personal character and personal development that sacrificing the car for a trade is in the long term not a good deal for him. Therefore, most likely, I'm not saying that definitively, but most likely Corey will not be selling his convertible. Instead, he'll be keeping it. Instead, we're probably going to leverage up his existing Bitcoin Cash position, which is about the same amount as what he has in the car anyway. So basically, it's either keeping the car, then have a conservative position along the side, or sell the car and trade the car for a high leverage position. But we did back and forth time travel with that scenario. The end result is simple, that the emotional impact is too big on him not having the car like that. So basically, he's now officially engaged to his car. Don't know when's the wedding, but I'm pretty sure I'll get invited. So as sometimes we said, our car for men, sometimes our car is our girlfriend's, and in his case, that convertible, mini convertible, he called it Miss Mini. I didn't name it that way, he named it himself. That tells you a lot about his emotional attachment. It's not a bad thing, I'm not judging. I remember my very first car I bought with my own money. I also had a hard time to part myself with it. Yeah. So because cars are loyal. Unlike many people in life, cars are very loyal. Yeah. It reminds me of the joke that Corey likes to tell me. He says, what's the difference with between a female girlfriend and his Miss Mini? I had asked him what is the difference. He says the difference is that on command, Miss Mini will take off her top. I find the joke very funny. Or maybe it's only funny for men, I don't know. So he enjoyed topless driving so much that it became part of his DNA. And therefore, taking away the car from him for 6 months even is the equivalent of take away part of his body. So I totally understand that. So don't get me wrong. I support any decision he makes. I'm absolutely supporting his decision. This is his personal choice, his personal decision. It's nothing to do with my preference. Therefore, we would make a leverage position on his existing Bitcoin Cash, but it will not be as highly leveraged as we would have done with the car. So that means regardless of the outcome, he will always have the car because he paid for it in cash. Yeah, so that's the key. So if that's so important to him, then he should stick to it. Also because he's finishing school very soon. After finishing school, he has full freedom. And the only way to explore his own personal full freedom is having his own car. And this is not just any car. This convertible was a good driving car. Yeah, I drove it a couple of times and every time it's a good experience. So I totally get that. I totally get it. I absolutely get it. The reason I'm telling you guys this is number one, it's a continuation of the storyline for Corey, so that it doesn't come as a surprise to you guys that suddenly he still drive his car around and people will ask why you still have your car even though you say you want to sell your car. So this is the reason. He's currently focusing on his final exam, so he wouldn't have time to make any social media posting or any of those things to justify whatever he's doing. Therefore, I'm doing this video on his behalf. He doesn't even know I'm making this video. But if he changes his mind, different story, of course, then we'll make a new video. Other than that, as you can see, I give this very direct example because I want you to understand that you have to treat your own trading position equally. You have to consider whatever you put into your trading position as lost. And when you can consider the money is lost, then you can evaluate what is the possible outcome for you. And can you live with the outcome? That's the main point. If you can live with the outcome, regardless what happens with your trading position, whether it goes 10x or it goes to 0, then it is probably a position you can actually comfortably taking on. If you are similar like Corey, where you can't live with the worst case scenario, regardless what that is, it's a house, it's a car, it's a savings account, anything. If that is what the situation with you, then you shouldn't risk those money. Instead, you have to reduce your position until it becomes comfortable for you to lose it all. Only when you have the mindset of I'm going to lose it all and I don't mind, I'm happy to risk it for the expected outcome. Only when you have that mindset, then you're ready to trade. If you don't have that mindset, whatever size of position you take on is the wrong size of position for you to trade. Because if you feel like you can't afford the losses, then you're definitely not ready to trade. This is a very, very important lesson, regardless what you trade, regardless what you're investing in, regardless what decision you make in your life. If you can't live with the worst case scenario, then whatever you are thinking about doing is too much for you. So I hope this helps, this particular video helping you evaluate what kind of size you want to commit to the trading position you want to use to follow my trades. I'm still waiting for the supplier to give me an update. Therefore, I can't give you that definitive answer. Same thing with the party date. We're still waiting for the sponsor to come back and deciding if they are going ahead with the sponsorship program. And it all depends on that as well. So, but tentatively, we will have between 15 to 20 guests, most likely 15. And I have a couple of people already messaging me. But if you are interested, you have to send me a message. I don't think it's too much to ask to send me an email confirmation or SMS or text or Telegram to be notified for this kind of limited opportunity. After all, it costs a lot of money to organize this thing. It's not a free for all. So I hope you appreciate the effort and put your own effort into it. Yeah, that's all I can say. Okay. Thanks for watching this video, and hopefully your position working out, and see you in the next one. Bye.